It was a quiet Tuesday evening in a suburban neighborhood. Officer Miller had been patrolling for hours, fatigued and frustrated from a long day of routine calls. As he drove along the dimly lit streets, he noticed a black sedan moving calmly in front of him. Something in his gut told him to pull the car over, not because the driver was doing anything wrong, but because of a vague suspicion he couldn't explain. He reached for the lights on his cruiser and followed the car to the side of the road, unaware that this stop would become a pivotal moment in his career. As Miller approached, the driver remained calm and polite. His hands were steady on the wheel, his posture confident and professional. He complied immediately with every request, handing over his license and registration without hesitation. Yet Miller's unease grew. He asked routine questions, but his tone carried suspicion, influenced by unconscious bias he hadn't fully acknowledged. The man's calm demeanor contrasted sharply with Miller's tension, making the interaction feel heavier with each passing second. Miller asked the driver to step out of the car. The driver obeyed, his composed posture and measured movements revealing an unusual sense of authority. When finally Miller examined the ID and badge, he froze. The badge identified the man as the head of Internal Affairs, the very office responsible for investigating police misconduct. In an instant, the power dynamic shifted. The man standing calmly in front of him had the authority to end Miller's career with a single report. The head of Internal Affairs didn't raise his voice or show anger. He asked Miller directly why he had pulled him over. Miller, caught off guard and ashamed, stammered, admitting he thought there might be a violation. He apologized, realizing in that moment how deeply his assumptions had shaped his actions. The Internal Affairs chief calmly instructed him to write an honest report detailing the stop, emphasizing accountability and transparency. Back in his cruiser, Miller documented every detail: the driver's demeanor, his own thoughts and assumptions, the tension that had built between them. Writing the report was uncomfortable but necessary. It forced him to confront his biases, recognize how prejudice could dictate actions, and understand the consequences of those actions, not just for the people he policed, but for himself. The incident reverberated throughout the department. Discussions emerged about unconscious bias, the importance of accountability, and the danger of letting assumptions guide judgment. Miller's encounter became a cautionary tale, illustrating how quickly authority could be misused when colored by prejudice. For Miller, it was more than a warning. It was a personal reckoning, a moment of humility that changed how he approached his work and his interactions with the public. Beyond the department, the story speaks to a larger truth. Fairness isn't merely following rules. It's about recognizing personal bias, examining it honestly, and committing to improvement. The head of Internal Affairs didn't escalate the situation. He modeled accountability, demonstrating that leadership isn't just about enforcing laws, but about ensuring justice is applied evenly and thoughtfully. For Miller, the traffic stop that began as routine ended as a life-changing lesson. It reminded him, and reminds us all, that unchecked assumptions can have serious consequences, and that integrity requires constant vigilance. That night, a single stop became a moment of reflection, learning, and transformation, proving that accountability and self-awareness are essential not just in policing, but in every facet of life.